Hey, it's your boy Chango coming at you with another video. This one is Theo and Joey Diaz talk partying, escorts, and close calls. Brought to you by Theo clips. Theo Joey Diaz, what more can you ask for? I'm excited. Let's get right into it.
I've done fucking all this stuff and nobody ever wanted to buy a ticket. But I tell the most awkward stories, so what do guys like me and you do? Tell more disgusting stories of your life.
Yeah.
And they ate them up.
Get it out. Well, people can relate to stuff, dude. Especially with hookers, man. I remember doing drugs, and then I would, like, negotiate with hookers online, right? Because I didn't have any money, so I'm sitting there, like, I'm not, like, price gouging or whatever they call it, but I'm like, like...
Negotiate?
I'm like, how about this? Just stay for maybe 40 minutes or whatever, to, just give me like, $75 off the amount or whatever. And I was always so high. This would happen to me every time, Joey. A woman of the night or whatever, escort, would come over. I'd be so high. I'd be scared. I'd hand the money out of the door, open the door a little bit, fucking hand them the money and have them go home, right? 90% of the time, because I was so scared. Like, I don't even know why I would do it, and I would do that 2 or 3 times in the night, right? So one time, dude, I remember one time this Russian lady, she had to go or something, right? And she asked me to watch her dog, right, at her fucking place. I'd went over there. And she asked me to watch her dog, and I couldn't even understand what she was saying. I thought she wanted to do like butt stuff or something, but then she just was trying to get me to watch this
butt stuff
dog, dude. So the whole conversation was just ridiculous, bro. Because I kept kind of touching her butt, and she kept kind of pointing at this puppy. I'm just like, what am I doing, dude?
I would be petrified to call a hooker.
Oh, it was so scary.
Petrified. And never mind on coke, like I wanted to. Trust me, you're not the only guy that got fucking secret fucking desires. Whenever you do coke and you're by yourself, you're dying to call a freak that's gonna take the ride with you. I can never do it. I can never fucking do it. And if I got somebody to come over, if I jerked off before they come over, then I wouldn't even open the door.
Yeah.
I'd keep that little bit of coke for me. Fuck it, you ain't getting none of this.
Oh,
You ain't getting none of this
yeah,
shit.
I'm out of coke, dude.
I'm out of coke. I'd crash a fucking aspirin and give it to them.
Oh, I remember, yeah. Like, I'd feel so bad once a hooker was coming over. One time, I remember putting on I didn't want to even seem like I did coke or whatever, so I remember putting on like an apron or something to make it seem like I was like cooking around my house, like just being like an organized guy, like what the fuck? What a loser, dude. She's probably like, it's 3:30. This guy's a fucking chef over here.
Oh my God.
I just wanted to look like I was doing something important or whatever, and I didn't have like a, that was the closest thing I had to like a uniform, I guess, or whatever was that.
Uniform?
I would love to sit with like a fucking, I don't know, one of those psychotherapists that's analyzing people for drugs or something, and just sit there with them for 3 days and tell them the stupid shit that. And it's not even stupid, it's fucking hilarious.
So real quick, so he wanted to not let anybody know that he had drugs on him. So what does he do? He puts an apron on so that it looks like he's cooking. What does that have to do with anything? How about you just say you don't have shit? Fucking Theo, his logic sometimes, man, like just the way. Like, I'd like to be a fly in the wall and just fucking follow him around, right? Like, see what his daily life is like, because he says some dumb shit, and apparently he does some dumb shit. So, anyways, let's carry on.
When you look at it.
Yeah.
When you think about it years later, you're like, that was fuck. Like, a couple weeks ago, I came down here. The 420, I came down here for the weekend. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about in '86 when the Mets won the series or something, or the playoff, I forget what it was. I went to New York to pick up like a couple ounces of coke. I was bringing them back to Colorado. And when I got there, the guy I went to see said to me, your coke is ready to go. You got it. You got a house. You could stay at my house. He goes, I got to leave. I got to go away for 3 days to a wedding in Connecticut or something. But he goes, I forgot you were coming. I hooked you up. you're good to go. We went to eat after the fucking airport, and then he drove me to the house. He goes, the Coke's in there, go in. My sister's there, my mom. They left you the whole fucking house. I get in there, the fucking hot water heater blew up. And the power went out. So you know guys like me and you. I wasn't leaving till Sunday. I called some of my friends, but they were fucking busy, and I stayed in that house from Friday to Sunday, snorting Coke with a candle, my pants rolled up because it was all water. So I'm walking around like Jethro Tull, that album from Jethro Tull, with a mirror, navigating myself through the water in this fucking basement with a candle, snorting Coke. The sister's like 16. She's down there snorting Coke with me. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna go to jail.
It's a damn underground railroad, brother.
He would call me every hour, like, how's it going over there? I'm like, I'm here with your sister and mom, snorting fucking Coke in this fucking, you know. Nobody would believe that. I stayed there till Sunday. And then I get to the airport, Kennedy Airport. It's fucking freezing out. Everybody's got jackets on. There was no tunnels then. You had to walk out and get on the plane. Everybody had jackets on. Dog, I've been doing Coke for 3 days. When I walked out, they had a T-shirt on, and steam was coming out of me. And people looking at me like, what the fuck is he on, right? Like, you can't. That was like a whole afternoon. Then I got on the plane, and I was so coked out. I had the aisle seat. Before the plane took off, they came to me and said, you can't keep getting up and going to the bathroom. I was going every 8 minutes to the bathroom to load up. And then when the plane took off, I actually took the blanket, put it over my head, put the lunch tray down, crushed it up, and I would snort and then pop my head up. And I'm like, nobody knows I'm getting high. But the clinker of that whole fucking day.
Like Punxsutawney Phil, dude.
Dog, it was not, and this was every week.
8 more weeks of 8
You
ball.
got to remember, this was going on in our lives once a week, this craziness. And then I go up to, because in those days, the planes had like a little bar, and you could order from the bar. And I remember that, I'll never forget, there was a black linted bar, like black.
Wow, on the airplane.
In the 80s and 90s, shit, you had fucking planes with bars.
Yeah.
And JetBlue, no, People's Express was a plane that went out of business, a company that went out of business. They had a piano. That the guy would play upstairs. They were double-decker planes. This shit today, I don't know what the fuck's going on. No bars,
This shit
no
today's
nothing.
a bunch of traffic.
Yeah, you go on a plane now, you go on a plane to sit there like a commie and look straight ahead.
Yeah.
In the 80s and 90s, you went on a plane, you partied. You could move around and talk to people.
That's what Ric Flair always says. He always says about how great it was on planes.
Oh my God, I could come up to Theo and go, Theo, buy Theo a drink, buy that lady in row 3 a drink, and all of a sudden you're picking up chicks on a plane, dog.
God,
Come on.
fuck, I'm lonely.
So I go to the bar. I order whatever, a Southern Comfort, an orange juice, whatever the fuck I'm drinking. And Theo, as I'm talking to, it's just me and him at the bar. A fucking Coke rock falls out of my nose and lands on the lint. And me and him are looking at it like to see who's going to speak first. And I look up, and I'm looking at the plane. I go, that fell off the plane there. And I got back in my seat. I was never so embarrassed. Look, I was doing shit that nobody. I remember going on a date with a girl to a fucking Net Philadelphia Sixer game.
Oh, high on Coke?
No, I had a half ounce in my pocket. I was holding it for later in case she didn't want to go home with me.
Yeah.
You know, the first quarter I'm talking to her, we're not getting nowhere. And I go, fuck this. I'm going to get it. Do you want a drink? She goes, yeah, I'll take a drink. I went to the bar to get a drink at the Net game. The bartender had a bow tie on. This is like a Theo story. He had a bow tie on, very decent guy. And I'm up there like, let me get a double. Bah, bah. Let me get another one. Bah. And all of a sudden I go, you want to do a line? The guy's like, yeah. This is 1984.
Rocky got that cock on him,
I'm
baby.
at a Net basketball game. I got the bartender in the back doing lines. By the end of the night, he had his fucking bow tie off. He disconnected the computer. He was just pouring them in and giving them to people. I didn't go back to that seat till 3 minutes left.
Wow.
That girl was like, what happened to you? I'm like, you're not going to believe it.
I had a good time.
I had a good fucking time sitting next to your fucking tight-ass fucking telling me. I mean, that's the shit that happened all the fucking time.
Yeah, anything could. It used to feel like anything could happen. Yeah.
Anything could happen. Like, yeah, we're going to go here, but listen, there was a time when there was a $39 flight to Miami. After midnight in Newark.
After midnight.
After midnight, it was $39. It was like $59 all day, like just to Miami, straight shots and
That's
84.
fucking crazy.
But from midnight to, it was like $29. Oh my God, you get on that plane and there'd be 200 people fucking whacked. You know how you go, we're out of Coke, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Call Timmy, call Mikey, call Louie, nobody's around. Fuck it, let's go to Miami. That's what people would do. They get on that plane with the last 2 lines and pray to God till they get to the airport. Dog, it was crazy. That's how crazy it used to be. After midnight, on the hour, every hour to Miami. Why would you want to go to Miami? What would make you want to go to Miami at 2 a.m?
Cocaine, probably.
Yeah.
And women or men. If you like men, I don't like them. But women.
But you have 1,000 of those stories. 1,000. And I have thousands of them. Thousands of, fucking getting high and not getting anywhere. That's all it is.
That's the truth of it is. After you look at it over a long period of time, it's like getting high and not getting
anywhere.
Son.
You're talking about that shit about giving the hooker money. Listen, man. How did I quit smoking cigarettes? I forced myself. I bought an 8-ball and I didn't take no cigarettes home because I knew once I had that 8-ball in me, I'm not walking to 7-Eleven. So I stayed in that apartment all night, 8 hours with no fucking cigarettes on an 8-ball. The next day, I didn't need to smoke. I had already beat it in my mind. That's how I quit smoking cigarettes. I bought an 8-ball and no cigarettes to go.
So he stopped smoking but picked up a different habit. I mean, I guess you stop smoking. Like, I know how addicting smoking is. I've never smoked, but I've seen a lot of people around me that smoke cigarettes, and it is fucking terrible. I feel sorry for people that pick up that habit and they can't, like every single person I know that smokes, they all would quit if they could, right? But it's impossible. It's impossible. Like, I know a lot of people. So I guess whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to kick the habit. But I don't know, man. This is a little extreme to me, but you do you, right? Let's carry on.
Yeah, dude. I remember one time I had a escort or whatever. I hate to hooker. I feel like, but dude, hookers like the term hooker. They don't care.
They don't care as long as you pay them.
Yeah. So yeah, and I always paid, but yeah, this hooker got sick one time, and I remember I stayed over there for like a day and a half taking care of her.
Really?
Yeah, in in Beverly Hills. And
you ever talk to her anymore?
No, we texted for a while, and then I changed my number. But I think it was fine. We didn't even speak really the same language that much. I think she spoke like Slovakian maybe or something. And but yeah, but we were, I mean, definitely had been doing drugs, but that was that, Oh, when I think of some of the times, dude.
Some big ass table.
It scares you.
Yeah, when I think of the times that I drove fucked up, Joey. When I used to I would put both of my feet on the pedals, right? Because I was too nervous to let one of my feet make all the decisions, right? So I was like, I ain't trusting this one of my feet. I'm gonna have both feet down there in case something pops off, right? So I had one on each pedal, but even then, it's like playing it's a little bit of driver's ed kind of vibes. And I would be like in a crosswalk, and I would be high, and somebody would be walking through, and I'd be like, do not fucking hit the gas, bro. Just hoping my feet didn't do their own shit and start a new adventure for themselves. It just got me just being so fucked up that you didn't know if you were going to be able to rely on yourself, That shit was tough,
That's
dude.
one thing about me I never fucking did. As crazy as I am, I could do anything. Like if you say to me, Joey, can we do this? Let's go. I'm not scared of cops, When I was running, okay? When you're running, you're running. There's one thing I hate doing. Drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Or partying and driving. Listen, I could smoke a joint and drive better than most people. The other shit, I cannot drink and drive. It won't let me. My body shuts down.
Yeah,
because I know I can talk to a cop, but if I'm drinking, I can't talk to him because he's got me. I'm guilty. I'm not going to fucking try to tell him I had one drink. That's why I won't even have one drink when I go out. The fear of a cop pulling me over and asking me, were you drinking?
Yeah.
And then I got to go, yeah. And then he gets me out of the car, and then I got to do the fucking 10 steps. So before I go through all that shit, and we didn't have Ubers. I didn't have an Uber. Now, fucking great to get high.
Yeah.
You can do whatever the fuck you want now.
Yeah, people don't understand what that was like, not having an Uber.
Shit.
You had to get high. Say if you wanted to leave a place, you had to fucking walk off.
Walk or fucking run or fucking go through the weeds or some shit. My thing was, I'm still very grateful that in all those years, nothing happened bad on the road. And, bro, I was in situations where, a lot of shit could have happened drug-wise. One time in Beaumont, when I think of nights that I could have died, it's Beaumont. Beaumont for reals. I fucking OD'd on Valium.
Really? You could OD on the Sunset there. It's a beautiful area.
I couldn't talk for 3 days. I had to go to a hotel room. My face was dragging. It's like I had palsy face.
Yeah.
Couldn't go home. Couldn't get on a plane. I blew my whole check in a hotel in Houston, fucking coming down, hiding from people.
Drinking Gatorades, bro.
Yeah. It's so many things could have happened.
Yeah.
All those weeks in Miami doing drugs, Houston. Houston was fucking, you came to Houston to lose your mind and do comedy. That was part of it.
Crazy.
That's I had a friend, he wasn't a friend. When I was like 24, there was an old guy that hung out at one of the bars.
Oh, yeah.
And he would just drink and then throw punches in the air. And say, "You're talking to me." And he would throw punches, the whole fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So I'm doing coke in this bar, and every day he talked to himself, and, "Yeah, I'll fucking kick your ass." And he'd throw jabs. Huh? And one day I asked the bartender, "What's up with this fucking guy?" He goes, "You don't know Johnny Reid?" I go, "Nah." It was 1984. I'm a kid. I don't know Johnny Reid. He goes, "Is he crazy?" He goes, "You don't know what he did?" I go, "No." He goes, "He tried to kill himself, jumped out of a building and landed in the garbage dumpster." And he just bopped his head. So now he's fucked up. He would get a check from the government on the 1st, and he would just give it to the bartender and say, "Tell me when it's over." By the 18th, he'd be broke, and he'd be in there fucking arguing with the bartender. I locked him in the bathroom one day. Dog, I locked him in the bathroom at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because in Jersey, the bathroom's locked from the outside. He was driving us crazy, talking about boxing. 1964, I took him to the body, and we're like, "Johnny, knock it off." He went into the bathroom. I can't take Johnny no more. We locked him. We left. We leave.
Oh, you gotta.
I came back at 9. I go to the bathroom. He's still in the bathroom locked. He came in. He's like, "Woo!" That's the noise he made when I opened the door. He goes, "Woo!" This guy used to fucking, we give him then towards the end, I would go, "Johnny, you ever do coke?" I give him a line of coke, and that would put his embolism, whatever craziness he had, he'd go even worse. And I still remember giving him a line of coke at 2 in the morning, like a bump.
Yeah.
And then being in the car at 5, going to the city to get coke, and seeing him walking over the George Washington Bridge, throwing fucking lefts. And I'm like, "Oh my God, we can't give that motherfucker lines no more." And then I cracked him one day. I just showed him my dick.
Yeah.
I put it on the stool next to him.
Oh, yeah.
And he was right on the stool, and he's like, and I go, "Johnny." He goes, "What?" And I go, "Look at this." And he goes, "Wow." And he just watched the basketball game. He goes, "Wow." And I'm like fucking dying. Only Johnny could do this. I've been asking about him. What happened to him? He's got to be dead by now. He was 50, 60 when that shit in the 80s.
Okay. So that was entertaining as always. For those of you that like to party, just don't drive. That's the one takeaway from this. If there's one takeaway from this, it's just don't drive if you're partying, drinking, whatever. There's no excuse now. We got Ubers and Lyfts and all kinds of shit. Don't do it. I know 2, maybe 3 different people that have maybe 5 or 6 DUIs, and they'll never drive again. Actually, one of them's dead now, so I don't even know, but fucking just don't do it. Now, granted, they're older, and all this shit happened to them right before the Lyft and the Uber started getting big, right? So it was if that shit was available to them before they got all those DUIs, maybe instead of having 5, maybe they'd only have 3. Maybe 2, right? God, that shit would just ruin your life, man. I don't know, man. That shit's rough. And then like, so bad shit happens to you, and then you go right back to drinking. I feel like if I ever got one, that'd be a wake-up call to me. Like, holy shit, I need to stop this, right? Like, this needs to end, like, right now. Or maybe I'd be so depressed just like everybody else that I would drink to try to fucking cope with the shittiness, right? And then just rinse and repeat. Who fucking knows, man? But just don't do it, man. Get your shit together. Unfuck yourself, right? That's all I gotta say. Unfuck yourself. But and then the whole hooker thing. I don't know, man. I mean, Theo's not a bad looking dude. He's got money. Like, why does he need a fucking hooker, right? Prostitute, escort. Like, why, right? I don't know, man. Maybe it's just easy. Like, you got money, right? You can either go to the club or wherever, go on Tinder, try to pick up some chick, or you can just call someone and have them come out. I guess. You don't want to have to deal with all the bullshit, right? Pick up some chicks. You got it like that, I guess. But I would imagine someone like him, he can just go to a club and just pick up a chick. I mean, I don't fucking know. I don't know how that works. I don't know what it's like to be a celebrity. Like, does he still need to put in work? Or is this just easier? I don't know what it's like. Like, I know for your boy Chango, if I was single and I needed to go, I wanted to get laid, I'm gonna have to work hard, right? I might come home empty-handed, right? But if I was Theo, I would like to think that he wouldn't go home empty-handed, right? Who fucking knows, right? I don't know how that shit works. But this was entertaining, right? I feel like watching this kind of gives you a taste of what it's like to be them a little bit. But I still don't understand a lot of it. Like, I don't understand, like, that whole, like I just said, I don't understand why he needs a hooker, right? I don't know, man. And then Joey is just Joey, right? Fucking partying on a plane with a piano in it. I'm gonna go on a trip next weekend. And not this weekend, but the following weekend, what is it, 26th or whatever? I'm going on a trip. And I just can't imagine going on a trip and then there's like someone playing a piano on the plane. Like, I feel like the lounges, I get the lounges and shit, those are cool. Like, those are always fun, right? But fucking getting a piano on a plane, that's some bougie shit. Yeah, I don't know. This is entertaining. I hope you guys like that. Let me know by hitting me up with a like, subscribe, notification bell, all the lame shit. Let me know. Let me know that you liked it by doing all that shit, right? Helps your boy Chango out. Yeah, these are always entertaining. Comment down below. Let me know, some more Theo, Joey Diaz videos. Fucking link them down below. I'm always looking for good content. It doesn't even have to be them. Hit me up with some Bad Friends shit. Hit me up with some Tim Dillon. Hit me up with some fucking, what's his face? Kill Tony videos. Hit me up with some of that shit. That's all I got. You guys take care. Peace out.